G'day. Right. Thoughts again, the next steps. Wow, this is a strange time, isn't it? With this weather that we're having. Our poor families and friends over in the flooded areas. It's a reality that we don't know and can't relate to until we're there, isn't it? It's a bit grim. But yes, it's happening all over the world. Now, where do we engage? How do we engage? How can we engage with people down on this journey to make the most of the tools, the insurance, the things that we've got available to us, and to support each other in finding the best solution, support each other to work towards our societal care packages being the best for all of us around. It's an act of solidarity, and it's an act, and things are just round the corner. Things are incredibly exciting. But we do need to act together, because if we leave it to the corporations, if we leave it to the people that are the custodians of the knowledge as it stands, the reality is we're going to have very small step changes along the way, and we'll essentially, what we've got is what we'll have, and this change of product, that we so desperately need. We need our product to work in different ways. It's not going to happen very quickly at all. It needs to be driven, and it needs to be owned by us. So what I am doing here, what we are doing here is offering a focal point to bring the spending power, the resource of each other together to create product of seminal change, to create product that is going to be there, based in the world. Now, we want to do this by a membership basis and keep a communication with you directly. But we want the communication to be such that we're working on the positive, that we're working on the growth that we need, and not distracted by, we need everybody's knowledge to grow and come along together, but we don't want to be distracted by a lack of understanding, the lack of generosity, the lack of teamwork. We've got to pull together in the same direction of this. Now, if we go, that's just fat cats taking this there, the end price is too much, I'll never be able to afford that. We still work in an economic reality, and we have to work our way through this economic reality to get to a mass, to get to a format where, yes, the profits get invested back into people, but we still need to be able to pay a fair price along the way for creating something. This taking from creative people, this taking from people who invest their lives because they care, is not a healthy model. And when we're not honest and paying the dues along the way, DUES, when we don't pay what is due along the way, then we open ourselves up to abuse as well, the abuse and taking the economic abuse. So, the first product family that will have a massive and significant change. So let me map out a little bit of vision of where we're going to anchor this institution on, where we're anchoring this family on, this family of product. And that's around mobilising the body for health, mobilising for balance, mobilising to engage in the most naturalistic way we possibly can. And that's our starting point, but that's not our end. Where this goes, where other minds bring in and feed into this, but we need to get our feet under us, so to speak. We need to get a solid foundation so that we can weather the storms of time, so that we can form the partnerships, and the partnerships with producers, but also, very importantly, the partnerships with our public institutions, our regulators, those who make the rules, and our neighbour down the street, our collective neighbours who we move together in those public spaces, and we engage in our town, we engage in our society in a way where we work together. We need to be able to work together with our neighbours so that we engage them with the correct story, so that it's not a fight. Yeah, we create a wonderful machine, but we can't get through the gate or the bollard because it's at odds with a walking person, because we still don't have the same footprint as a walking person. And then it creates a whole other layer of barrier and psychological issue, emotional issue. And so these partnerships, through healthy story and healthy behaviour and proactive behaviour and active ownership, partnership, active partnership, we are partners in society. And if we go down this path and develop the appropriate tools that empower us, that make us feel good, secure, productive, safe, then we grow. And one of these first areas, with the goal of engaging in society and as a happy person with our rhythm, is introducing balance through a range of product that's usable for the widest range of people. So with Omeo, we've got a first taste on this, but it only goes so far, and it's not, it is able to be used by a very broad range of people with mobility issues, but it takes a certain mindset to use it. Just like a somewhat adventurous and perseverance type mindset, just like somebody on a bike who might achieve a really high skill level. Whereas we can make tools that pick up for a different mindset. We can make tools that have a lot more smarts in them. So there's a partnership to find a continuity of control with the tool itself. But all this stuff takes serious money. And so if you're interested to look at supporting this initiative, then what we are building is a membership. And with a membership fee, that's our portal and our avenue to support this growth. We can change the world through people's membership. And if you're interested in this, click on this link here and it will take you through, click on below on the little link, and it will take you through to an overview of what we're doing and what we want to achieve, of somewhat the plan. And it will take, and you then have a newsletter, and through that newsletter we can keep you updated with the strategy and what your money is going to buy. And in this process too, it is about trust. So trust, and as we develop things, generosity and trying to insulate against jealousy, avarice, desire, so that when somebody is developing something wonderful, we still need to work with our societal partners. This is not a one-stop shop for, hey, I put $1 here and I'm going to get something free in the future. This is, I put $1 here and this wonderful tool that doesn't exist will exist. And it will become available to be able to be purchased, distributed, etc. at a realistic price, which is not free. Things cost to make, and once there's scale it gets cheaper, yes, but a realistic price, so that the societal partners of insurance, the societal partners of the philanthropic, of the foundations that support people can kick in and embed this as one of the tools, how we distribute and manage these sorts of tools over the world. And of course, any profit that can be made in partnership for the institution, that can go back into primarily, if we can keep the relationship of membership going, so it's a year in, year out thing, then we separate this tension between the research and development spend and the manufacturing spend. If that's separated, the manufacturing and sales is cheaper. When that's cheaper, there's also a little bit of profit to be made for the institution. That profit can go back into people. It can go back into supporting people who are of need, who fall through the cracks in social care, people who just don't have the backup or the luxury of the insurance or the economic wherewithal to be supported or to support themselves. The next step and challenge, of course, is this needs to happen with scale. Now, those of you who are enthused in this, and those of you who will trust in this journey, if you can bring 5 people along, 10 people along from your circles and add to it as members, as subscribing members, if you can get 10 people along out of your circle who will subscribe to this, who will join as subscribing members to see this change in the world, that would be incredible. It's a leap of faith, it's a leap of trust at this point. But we do have everything to gain. Please, if you've got any questions, any doubts, any advice, there's my contact. Please reach out. Let me know, and as we build this institution and tell our story and engage with you in the newsletters, then you will see change. You'll see the aspiration. So if you'd like to go over and look at these videos, you'll see where we're going to anchor this hub, this research and development hub for mobility to start with. And it will steer and grow and it'll be an organic thing, but here is the anchor and here is the clear vision from this point. So have a look at these videos and you'll see the motivation, the why and the importance, and where this product line becomes one of the central points of value for those of us with mobility issues, those who need, and somewhat the worried well, those of us in general too, Because what we can give in terms of mobilising as permanent seated people to the rest of the world is a change in how we do seating. So what we can give is mobilise seating people who spend their lives in chairs in a seated attitude. What we can give to the rest of the world is a ability. No, we can give a shift in how we do seating for better health, to shape our DNA in a way that is better just day in, day out, because we need tools that are easy to use. We need tools that we don't have to think or try or make the effort, but we end up in a good, regular mobilising shape.